to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Ackery?
Here.
Commissioner Downing?
Here.
Commissioner Smith? Here. Commissioner Tubby?
Here.
Mayor Washington?
Here.
We have our quorum and are duly qualified to conduct business.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Presentations, CM.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity to provide a quick update on the Bridging the Gap initiative. If you all recall, the strategy is really about trying to help our businesses through the two major infrastructure projects that are going to happen on either side of our city with the Brent Spence Bridge project and then the 4th Street project. So this strategy is really aimed at how do we get our businesses and then, of course, our community through these changes, positive changes towards the end that'll be happening in our community. So just a quick overview of some direct solutions that you need to be aware of. The first thing that I want to point out is that, I think we all know that Covington is sort of at the center of the region when it comes to economic growth, and we have this great momentum that regardless of these projects, we want to continue building on. So through these projects, we want to make sure that people know that getting to Covington is simple, it's easy, it's really not that much longer than any other time, and we really need the support of our community and our businesses and our regional partners and everyone in getting us through these next couple of years. So to that end, we have been talking to a lot of folks. And the reason we've been doing that is because we don't think that we have all the answers and all the solutions, and we need everybody to bring their solutions to the table and hopefully partner with us on some of these ideas. So here's just a listing of some of the folks that we've been talking to. Obviously, business owners, community leaders, regional and community partners. We've met with them multiple times just to pitch some of the ideas that have come up as part of our stakeholder discussions, and we know and we fully realize that we cannot do this on our own. So we need everybody to step up and be engaged with this process. And we're really thrilled that we're getting a lot of enthusiasm around these strategies. Everybody wants to help. They're willing to lend a hand. And so we're just at the point where we're trying to figure out who are the right partners, who can really push these things along in a very creative manner, and how we can align these things so that they can be put in place fairly quickly. So one of the first things we're talking about is pedestrian connectivity and wayfinding. As we all know, we have 3 very distinct entertainment districts, thriving entertainment districts in our city. And each of the districts offer unique amenities. And there's reasons why our community and people from outside our community come to these districts. So we're looking at how can we create placemaking opportunities to enhance Covington as a cultural destination. And wayfinding is a key factor for folks that like to go from one district to the next. And how do we, again, make it easy and intuitive for people to walk and go from one of these districts to the other. So we're talking about that. We're talking about marketing. Obviously, this is huge. We've heard from our businesses that a lot of the traffic that comes through our bars and restaurants is from outside of Covington. Now, again, we have to make it easy for folks outside of the region to come into the city and go into our businesses, and so we want to make visitors as a big part of our effort. And we're talking about how do we market what our businesses provide and the uniqueness that they bring in a manner that connects with folks that in a way that they'll continue to come to Covington. And of course, we want to continue to see our new businesses thrive and people continuing to invest in our communities. So again, all of these things are being discussed right now, and we're sort of developing some action steps in that regard. Special events programming, I think if there's anything we can agree about Blink, it's that it does bring a tremendous amount of people to our city because it's unique, it's creative, and it brings that type of energy that we want to continue to see in Covington. So there's going to be a special focus on any kind of creative programming, again, thinking about the 3 entertainment districts that we have, their uniqueness, and how do we do programming that benefits all 3 areas in some capacity. Again, this is a huge ask. We know that we don't have the resources to do that. We're probably going to need somebody that is focused day in and day out on bringing that creative programming and pulling in partners that can help make that happen. And so we know that this is a key piece to that puzzle. Transportation and parking, this is another one that I think you all probably hear about a lot when it comes to urban living, urban businesses, and our goal is to remove any of the barriers that might come as it relates to traveling across Covington. We want to keep it clean, simple, easy for people to get to figure out and navigate our streetscape as they go from one to the other. I know I'm not probably providing very specific things that we're going to do, but again, these are conceptually ideas that we're exploring with our partners to see what can be done. The other thing we know is that transportation and moving from one to the other, we're even talking about what do people feel great about getting into? Is it golf carts? Is it really a shuttle? What would people feel comfortable getting into and going from one district to the other? And this is definitely an area where there's a lot of interest from our regional partners in seeing a solution, which is great for us. And then the last thing is around advocacy. So this is one you may have already seen some information on about is there any advocacy that we can do to shorten the time frame on any of these projects? Obviously, we've started doing that with the 4th Street Bridge projects, with an infusion of just a couple million, but just a little bit more funding, that there is a potential for the project timeline to be shortened. Now, there's pros and cons to all of that, but just advocating around how do we get these projects done in a timely manner so that the impact on our businesses is shortened. So that's sort of the broad brush on all of the topics that we're looking at. In the next month, we really want to roll up our sleeves and get some of these things happening, because we know the 4th Street Bridge is closing in mid-January, and we know that we have to have some of these things in place before then. So a lot of energy, a lot of backing from our community partners. So I wanted to thank all of them for raising their hand and saying, hey, we want to be a part of the solution and help the city out. So just a quick update on where we are with this project. And I'm happy to answer any questions, Mayor.
Any questions for the city manager? Seeing none, thank you, Sharmali, appreciate it. Okay, we'll go with the agenda. Items for consideration, Administration Department, Elizabeth Wetzel. Item number 1 on your agenda.
Good evening, Commission, Mayor. The first item that I have for consideration is a request for an order authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with Madison Design for planning and design of the signage, wayfinding, and environmental graphics for new City Hall. We have engaged Madison Design in early conversations about how we can enhance the experience for people coming into our new City Hall building through the use of environmental graphics and making it intuitive, but also to help tell the story of Covington as they come through the building. We have a couple of representatives of Madison Design here this evening.
Any questions for Ms. Wetzel? I have one. Elizabeth, if the commission decides to sign this agreement, Director, what do you see as far as, is there going to be a committee put together to look at these graphics, or what, for the City Hall inside, or how do you see it proceeding?
So, as I said, we've engaged in early conversations, big picture, what the scope may be for the conceptualizing and design, but we anticipate that Madison will come back with some package ideas, maybe a couple of options for the city leadership to consider. And I was hoping, Mayor, that we could talk to you about those and give them the guidance going forward for the next stage of refining those designs and coming back with a full design package that then we would bring to commission for you to vote on approval of, for them to actually go in and execute for us.
Okay. All right. My gut is that let the city manager drive it as far as reaching out to the commissioners individually to see if they want to have input and then push it up to the body as a whole.
Okay.
I'm very excited about this. I'm excited that we're going to be working with there's an assumption because we won't vote on it until next time, but that we could be possibly working with a Covington company. I think that's always good. Yeah. So any other questions on this? Without objection? Okay, Commissioner Downing?
No, just
No,
like
sorry.
put it on regular.
Okay. It'll be on regular, Madam Clerk. Item number 1. Okay, item number 2, Duke Energy, Director.
Yes, thank you. The second item that I have for your consideration is a request for an order to authorize the mayor to sign a commercial project agreement with Duke Energy Kentucky for the installation of their gas main through the Covington Central Riverfront development. This would be along 3rd Street, on the north side of 3rd Street, from the west to the east side. That would kind of continue a gas main loop through that new neighborhood. From there, then service lines could be installed as needed as the development comes online.
Any questions for that? Without objection, consent. Thank you, Director.
Thank you very much.
Human Resources Director Lewis, item number 3 on the agenda.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I have three items for your consideration this evening. The first one is a new hire that would be Keegan Flaherty in the police department as a police officer. That would be effective December 7th.
Any questions on Mr. Flaherty? I say that because Mr. Flaherty,
Excuse me, Flaherty, thank you.
Mr. Flaherty's dad and I were partners on the Florence Police Department. So I am glad that he is deciding to move in this direction in his career. So without objections, consent. Item number 4.
Next is an order approving the hire of Tristan Parsons, police officer in the police department, effective December 7th.
Any questions? Without seeing any consent. Item number 5.
Lastly is an order approving the appointment of Stephen Gripshover, mechanic in the Fleet Management Department, Public Works, effective December 3rd.
Any questions about Mr. Gripsover? Without objection, consent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Director West, interlocal agreement, South Bank Partners. I've got a lot of questions, so Mr. Weber.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. First, want to introduce Will Weber, who's the CEO and President of South Bank Partners. What you have before you is an interlocal agreement that's kind of an all-encompassing interlocal agreement with South Bank Partners. In the past, those agreements have always been done on a project-by-project basis, but this is for the overall partnership. And it's between South Bank as an organization and then all 9 of the member cities. South Bank acts as a convener and a coordinator on projects that touch all of the cities, and one of the best examples of that is the Riverfront Commons Trail System that they've set up. And then some other examples of projects they've been involved with, specifically here in Covington, include Covington Plaza, as well as the Cove sculpture that everybody goes down and gets their selfies with. The wayfinding kiosks that you've seen in front of the 1NKY, another wayfinding along the Commons Trail. Winston Avenue, Latonia corridor study that they did. I just want to very quickly say that there's something very unique, I think, about the South Bank Partnership, and that is, in addition to their goals as an organization, they focus on each city's individual strategic goals for economic development. And I will say this about Will. I don't think we have a better brand ambassador outside of City Hall than Will Weber. I think he's committed our manifesto to memory. I constantly hear him quoting elements from it when he introduces people to Covington. So with that, if there's any questions, we can drag him up here.
Any questions for Vice Mayor?
No questions. I just vouch for Will. You do a great job. Thank you so much for everything, and South Bank Partners as well. That's it. Thank you.
Without objection, consent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Economic Development Department, Caitlin Bryan, item number 7.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Tonight, I am requesting an order to authorize staff to submit a text amendment to the Neighborhood Development Code related to changeable copy signs in the AUC district and to add a formula for calculating signage illumination for consideration by the Kenton County Planning Commission.
Any questions for Ms. Bryan? Seeing none, without objection, consent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works, Director Bales.
Evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Tonight, Public Works has one agenda item, a request for an order authorization to replace our patcher truck at a cost of $289,073.75. This was budgeted in the fiscal year FET-FAL fund. It's a 15-year-old patcher, and technology has changed a lot.
Any questions for Mr. Bales? I have a question for Mr. Bales. So this is for potholes, is that correct?
Yes, the pothole truck's out.
Can you give us a minute on which holes do we patch compared to the state? Can you do that? I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but it always seems to come up that our phones and emails will ring when it comes to potholes, and which is our responsibility, state, et cetera.
Well, if it's state routes, most of the ones within the urban core we do take care of. If you recall, there's an allowance that the state gives us of $65,000, and it's utilized for that. Some state routes, for example, 17 on the other side of I-275, we do not. The state does that. But for the inner corridor, for the most part, all the state routes, we handle the potholes.
We handle the potholes. Okay, so maybe we'll get a pothole posse. There's, Tom West is back there laughing, but there's the actual pothole posse out of the city of Atlanta. So that was a big thing. You'd see a pothole and you'd call it in, and a pothole posse would come in. So I guess this truck would be leading the way. You'd like that pothole posse? Okay. We need T-shirts. Someone said we need T-shirts.
We'll put it on the truck.
Put it on the truck. Put it on the truck. All Madison Design left. They could have just got,
We make our own signs in Public Works.
That's right. They make their own. I like it. I like it. Any questions? Concerns? Without objections, consent.
Concerns. I got a couple now.
Thank you, Director. I mean, it's Thanksgiving week, right? I mean, we can be loose a little bit here. People in the back of the room is like, shut up and keep going. All right. As you see, number 9, it's a board appointment. I'm suggesting to the board without objection that we add Matthew Roding or continue his service to the audit committee. Without objection, consent. Commission discussion items? No commission discussion items. Commissioner comments? No commissioner comments. I have no comments. We are adjourned. Thank you.